Netflix's documentary Gone Girls, the Long Island serial killer, is a chilling account of a monster that operated for over 3 decades. But to my horror, as I watched the story unfold, I recognized one of the victims, Sandra from Sangre Grande Trinidad. Sandra was born on August 25th, 1965, in Grande. From the info I could find, it looks as though her father was a police officer, Ramkisun Rajkumar, and her mother was Molly Ratan Singh. In 1984, the very beautiful Sandra married Benjamin Costilla in Hawaii, and she eventually settled in New York. But in November 1993, the 28-year-old's body was stumbled upon by hunters in a wooded area of Southampton. She had been recently killed. The police were able to identify her through fingerprint records because she had been arrested in 1992 for jumping a turnstile in the New York subway. But as is the reality with too many young women's cases, the trail went cold and hope froze over. But then, in 2014, over 20 years later, an ember flickered. John Bitrolf, a carpenter, was charged with the murders of two women, Colleen McNamee and Rita Tangredi. Both their bodies were found in the same area as Sandra and posed in the same manner. So the investigative hounds circled Bitrolf as their prime suspect for Sandra's case as well. But they were never able to get that final bite, as the hairs found on Sandra did not match Bitrolf. But a decade later, science would come back in. Using DNA, the hair was positively matched to an architect, Rex Heuermann. Heuermann was the Long Island serial killer, an ogre of a man that stood 6 foot 4 inches and weighed at least 250 pounds. On June 6, 2024, 31 years after her body was found, he was officially charged with the murder of Sandra Rajkumar Costilla. This made Sandra his earliest victim identified thus far. It also meant that Heuermann had been preying on young women for at least 3 decades. Why had it taken so long to catch the LISK? I can give you 3 of the multiple reasons. Number 1, corruption in the upper echelons of the local police force, led by a psychotic police commissioner who was eventually arrested. Number 2, Heuermann refined his skills over the years. He developed a manual to help him be efficient at what he did. And number 3, the victims were sex workers, so there was low effort in the early stages. And sadly, the only reason Heuermann and his victims were ever discovered was because the mother of an escort who had disappeared in the area had to dog the police for years to get them to activate. Only while searching for this missing girl, Shannon Gilbert, did the hidden graveyard get uncovered. Shannon's body was eventually found in the nearby marshland. Sandra has never been confirmed as a sex worker, and her race didn't seem to match the other victims. No doubt, Heuermann has many other victims buried alone in the cold, dark dirt, with families anguishing and wondering if the last time they saw their wife, mother, sister, aunt, daughter was really the last time. So if nothing else, take this as a reminder to live good with your loved ones. This is 1060 Crimes, Small Caribbean, Big Crime.